Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red 2 Chatter, the show about everything Star Wars. Sorry about that. The Audacity was a little bit slow on starting up, so I spoke a little bit too soon. I'm Dallin, that's Jay, and that's Ryan over there. Now, today we got some interesting topics, I think. Some very interesting ones, especially the one that I posted, which I think will bring up some pretty good discussion, because it makes me think of something. So, this is the first one that we got. Is this confirmation, my goodness, is this confirmation of Solo's villain, basically? Let me quickly, actually.
I mean, just from the trailers, I just assumed it was
Woody
the
Harrelson?
masked guy.
No. Oh, the masked guy?
Yeah, the person in the mask.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
What? At least the villain, the antagonist for the majority of the movie. There might be a little twist at the end as to who the real villain was pulling the strings, but
Infy's Nest, is that the guy?
Yeah, Infy's Nest, if that's how you say it. He's got a weird name.
Yeah.
But that's just from the trailer. I assumed he was sort of
he's attacking him and he's chasing him around.
Right.
So
the nemesis of Han Solo.
Yeah.
Wonder who that guy is. Rio Durant.
He's the one you see in the gunner position, I think.
Oh, he's the forearm guy.
The little forearm, yeah. The one that's being voiced by
that one guy.
Yeah, that one dude.
Who did
Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who did
who we'll talk about later in this episode.
Yes, yeah. Who did freaking what is his name? Pre Vizsla.
Yes.
Yes,
he voiced Pre Vizsla. Plus he's directed a few things. Most notably Jungle Book.
Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie.
Yep.
So yeah, he more coming up.
But that's his character that you see on the side of there.
And then we have Val. She's like what we think is going to be the Imperial lady, because the one photo that we had of her, she had the Imperial marking on her.
He was covering up.
Yeah.
Ron Howard in that tweet was covering it up. Just barely.
Yeah.
And then we got the Range Trooper, which is the guys with the big, huge boots.
Yeah, that guy looks super cool. I want to see what kind of environment he works in. Because, usually the suits that the troopers wear is conducive to what job they do.
Yeah.
I would imagine, really rocky terrain where you need to keep your footing. That's, that would also help with mountain range. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe those boots help him, stay grounded in an environment that doesn't have very much gravity.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And then
I'd like to see a 6-scale figure of that guy.
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
And then, that one would be cool.
Then we have the Mud Trooper.
Right, which I think that's just one of the, in camouflage.
Yeah.
And maybe they're visit some sort of swampier area. Who knows?
Dagobah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody visits Dagobah.
No, I don't think anybody goes there.
But yeah, that's very interesting. I like Infy's Nest. I like his design or her design. Don't know.
Yeah, I assume it's a male.
Yeah, I don't know. But it definitely gives you the little bit more like a Japanese anime look to it.
Yeah.
The outfit.
Yeah, and a little more samurai looking.
Yeah,
sort of
Appleseed.
Yeah.
Very Appleseed like.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
If you've ever seen that, so do I. It's one of my favorite anime.
Appleseed is amazing. But the next topic we have, which is the one that we were talking about Jon Favreau, he is going to execute, produce, and write...
Executive produce.
And write live-action Star Wars series for the direct-to...
the Disney
consumer
streaming
platform.
Yeah. Disney's version of Netflix.
Which I'm fine with, because, I was wanting to get that streaming site. I was wanting to get that streaming service anyway. Because, hey, it's all Marvel, all Star Wars, and I love Disney movies. So just being able to watch Disney movies whenever I want.
Plus the countless number of Disney TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Go rewatch Boy Meets World. If they have that on there. That'd be pretty cool. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Right. I mean, that was my childhood, so, you know. But, no, I'm very excited to see
what he comes up with.
Yeah, where this goes.
Got any ideas of... Well, there's no way we could know. What do you want to see, I guess, is the best way to put it.
For me, of course, it's the Mandalorian Wars. I would love to see someone take on the Mandalorian Wars and really bring it to the screen, you know?
Yeah, because that's something you could do where you don't even have to bring in anybody from... You wouldn't have to do the whole, you know, well, Luke or whoever, Obi-Wan or any of that stuff wouldn't even have to come into play.
But, like, you could bring in all of the different factions of all the different families of the Mandalorian clans and stuff. So, like, you got the Saxon family, Vizsla... whatever it was, Sabine was Vizsla, right? No, Rin, yeah. But yeah, you could just bring in all the clans and really delve deep into like what their beliefs are and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's also got a very interesting world that you could bring, like the visual.
Oh yeah, especially Mandalore.
Yeah, their cities are really cool.
I love Mandalore so much.
Man, I think that's where we might get it from, the trilogy that the guys from Game of Thrones are working on.
Yeah.
I would almost pick that as where to put the Mandalorian stuff.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because in a trilogy.
Because you could do very...
Or who knows how many
like a future,
movies they're going to do.
Not really future, but like a Game of Wars type.
Game of Thrones.
Or Game of Thrones.
Sci-fi.
Type, but a sci-fi. Totally, that's me.
Oh. It's like, what dog got down here? They should be fenced off upstairs.
But, yeah, because, I mean, if you guys have been following this show for a long time, like back in like episode 5, I think it was, when we were asking each other what planet you would want to live on, or what planet in the Star Wars. I said Mandalore. I would love to live in that big city.
The dome?
Yeah,
like
the dome.
And like parts of the buildings like hang from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I would want to live. Definitely, because I love the architecture.
But just because of the experience that those guys have, I mean, it sets itself up. The Mandalore War, to me, sets itself up for a Game of Thrones type of adventure and take on it.
Yeah, because it's a lot of fighting, a lot of warring factions. Yeah.
Right.
It definitely falls right into their wheelhouse.
I mean, that whole Mandalorian arc in Clone Wars is basically that.
And I'm just thinking of what things Jon Favreau has done. We have, like we said,
Iron Man,
Jungle Book.
He's done many executive producing for like the Avengers movies.
Right, so to me he's more like singular character, like singular story.
Yeah.
So he would kind of follow. And maybe he develops a series like we get with the Marvel with
Jessica Jones,
Punisher,
Daredevil.
Right, so we're going to visit like maybe 4 different characters.
Maybe it's going to be people
and
you know.
They tie in and cross up. Right.
So you think it could be people you know, like, I don't know.
Bounty hunters?
It could be.
Ooh.
Like
a Bosk series.
Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88. Like the classic.
Forlum.
Maybe even throw Greedo in there.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to mention. Was like Greedo. But that would be a difficult one because you have to read a lot of the movie. Unless you speak Rhodian.
Well, what would be cool is if Greedo could speak both Rhodian and Basic.
Well, most
and
Rhodians
he just
can.
Speaks Rhodian to Han because he knows Han understands it.
Yeah.
But when he has to, he can speak Basic.
Yeah. Well, most Rhodians can. I mean, you can watch any of the...
Especially if we're not going to get
Wars.
like Jabba the Hutt or any of the bounty hunters in this Han Solo movie. Man, I could just see him doing a...
Yeah, like a streaming series.
Mm-hmm. Based on those guys. And sort of set it up like they have the Defenders.
Yeah. That would be really cool. Like like a 13 episode.
Man, you're getting your hopes up,
show.
man. It's probably never going to happen.
It probably won't. But I'm sure whatever they come up with, I'm going to love anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing what I would like to see happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. That'd be a great way to bring the bounty hunters to the forefront.
Yeah.
Right. You give them their own stories. I mean, they already had that book years ago. You know, it's not canon anymore, but they put out that book.
Oh, yeah, I have it somewhere. The
Separate story, bounty hunters. And that's the separate stories of IG-88 and Boba Fett and Bosk and Forlum and Zuckuss work together a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They teamed up
partners.
a lot. Right.
They do the whole, like...
It was a cool book, so they could take some things, not everything from there, but, you know, something that I could see how they could have to bring them together in the final season, where they all 4 or all 5, however many there are, have to work together to, like, maybe defend Jabba the Hutt. Maybe Jabba the Hutt's under attack, and he's using them to defend. I don't know. It'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
There's a lot of opportunities there. And it would be cool, because, like, you have that Marvel already has, or Disney already has that for the Marvel, where they took lesser-known characters and did something like that. So, yeah,
right.
Star Wars lesser-known characters on streaming would be pretty
right,
sweet.
and, like, what's the number one character in the Defenders? It's Daredevil. People pretty much know Daredevil, or at least somewhat familiar with.
Yes.
You could use Boba Fett in that role.
Yeah.
Because people are already pretty much familiar with it, and then just sprinkle the other ones. It would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I started watching those, I didn't really know anything about Luke Cage or Jessica Jones
or Iron Fist.
Nope, I didn't know hardly anything about them.
But I knew a lot about Daredevil.
Right.
Yeah, I knew Daredevil, and, well, the Punisher's not part of the Defenders, but you knew a lot about Punisher, too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but he kind of goes in between... He's in the same...
That could be Greedo.
...area as those.
I mean...
Kind of weaves in and out of the stories.
Yeah,
yep.
That could be Greedo.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see what he comes up with.
God, we're just going to get so much content.
Well, and is that going to be a problem?
Is it going to be oversaturating the market?
Right. Do you think it'll become an issue? That's not really a story. I just posted that one because it was cool.
Complete Kenner vintage figure and micro collection display by collector by Rob D.E. Nicola.
Yeah,
Nicola.
That's a pretty cool display.
That is sweet. Yeah.
I'm guessing he built
we'll put
that.
it up wherever down. We'll put it up.
Yeah, like right here. And then this guy has a pretty cool looking one too. He added lights to his.
Right, but it kind of looks like a vintage, card, really.
Yeah.
Card back, the style of it.
Yeah.
It was just cool, I thought. So I posted it up.
Very cool.
I'd love to do something like that with mine. Of course, I never will, but
I don't have the space. That's the biggest problem.
Right. Maybe if I win the Powerball tomorrow, then I can do
there
whatever
you
I
go.
want.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
We have the incredible first look at Finn and Phasma's deleted duel. I watched this. You watched it.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I heard it while one of you guys was watching it, but I didn't actually see it.
I personally think that they should have kept this scene because I don't think it would have broken up the pacing at all. Because, it's only, a few minutes. I don't understand why Rian Johnson cut it out. It really didn't need to be cut out at all. And it brought more to Phasma's character. And you guys know me, I'm a huge Phasma fan, and I absolutely hated how much time she got in Last Jedi. So I don't get why he cut it out, personally.
No,
I personally don't understand it. Because he said it was for pacing, but, when I watched the scene, it would fit perfectly within that scene.
It is different, but than what actually happened, than what actually happened.
Yeah.
But you're right, I think it would have been cool to see, stay in there.
Yeah. Because,
because it shows...
It ties into the comics, and it also ties into the book, the deleted scene does. Because it understands... That whole scene understands Phasma's character, as in, she's a lone wolf who only fights with the side who's winning. And that's her whole,
right, and
character.
In that scene, I think it comes out that she definitely, rules by fear.
Yes.
So all of those troopers that were around her feared her, and that's why they stayed in line.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Finn brought up it's like, well, you're the one that turned off the shield. You didn't even try to stop us. You just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So then they, she could sense or feel that the troopers were going to maybe turn against her.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, she just shot all 4 of them.
Yep. Yeah.
And killed them.
And I personally would have liked to seen that in the actual movie.
Right.
Again,
yeah, same here.
It would have, and also, again, it would have been great fan service for us fans who read the comic book and who read the book. Because then we would have known, like, oh yeah, that's how she is.
Right.
But yeah, I don't get why.
Yeah, and if that fall was her demise, which nothing is set there, we don't know that she's dead yet. But if she isn't dead and comes back in this next movie, I would rather have seen the deleted scene as the way she went out in Last Jedi.
Yes.
Because then you would understand, especially if she switches sides.
Mm-hmm.
Or just goes out lone wolf and just is sort of something that both sides have to deal with.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, just with the Phasma book in general, it leaves a lot of holes open at the very end. Characters, like, it leaves it open for, like, a Phasma 2. Like a Thrawn 2 did.
Yeah.
So if that happens, that'd be really cool to see Cardinal and Vi again. You guys need to read that book.
I do.
Have it.
I need to.
Yeah, you can. Next one, this is the one that I posted, which I think is very interesting. Rian Johnson threw out J.J. Abrams' entire Last Jedi outline, says Daisy Ridley. So what do you guys think of this?
Oh, it's his movie, so he can throw out Abrams' ideas if he wants.
Right, I mean, I don't think it was ever, like, agreed upon, really, that... Because J.J. Abrams, I think, scripted a little bit for episode... I mean, he did all of episode 7. I think he, like, outlined episode 8 and probably outlined episode 9 if he were going to do it.
Yeah.
He probably passed those notes on to Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson's like, nah, I've got a different direction I want to go with this.
Yeah.
And sort of went that way.
The problem is, though, is that comes with its own risks of... Because I'm sure Lucas, once he was working on the Empire Strikes Back, he already had Return of the Jedi in his mind, and was going to instantly, like, start working on that while Empire Strikes Back, started up. So I'm pretty sure he had a outlined plan, right?
Oh, he had all 3 of those already written.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Lucas did. They were already...
Yeah, I think he did it more the Tolkien way.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of had the whole trilogy mapped out.
Now, that's personally how I would have done it. And, I don't know, it just worries me a little bit that,
if you wanted to do that, then what you should have done is just kept the same director for all 3 movies.
Well,
granted, Empire Strikes Back was directed by... Wasn't directed by Lucas. Lucas only directed the first one.
Yeah.
Starts with an M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did that, but...
And Kirshner directed the third one.
But Lucas wrote all 3.
Yes.
So that's why you got a little more continuity through those 3 movies, where this one definitely felt like almost a different movie than from
Force
Awakens and The Last Jedi. Definitely have a way different feel to the 2 movies.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
If that's the way you want to go. But if you don't want to go that way, well, then give one person the creative decision-making over all 3 movies. And don't let anybody else mess with it. There can be different directors, but the writing and the direction have to be one singular person.
The script is sort of set.
Yes.
Yeah. And personally, that's how I would have done it if I was making this new trilogy. And I really hope that future sagas, like, for example, the one that are being written by the Game of Thrones guys, I hope that they do that with their movies.
Well, I think they will, and then I think Rian Johnson with his trilogy, he's going to be the guy who will write the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll direct the whole thing. I think I'll direct the first one.
I think there'll be different directors.
2 people direct the next 2.
And that might happen with the Game of Thrones guys, too. They might have written them all, and they might not direct all 3 of them, or whatever. But I think that's one of the biggest problems I kind of had with... I loved Force Awakens, and I enjoyed The Last Jedi. The problem for me was it just didn't feel like it was a continuous story almost. Yeah. It felt like 2 different stories with the same characters, and the flow wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say I love The Force Awakens. I only like The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with the time gap in between Force Awakens and Last Jedi. It's just
True.
right there. Like,
True, there's no time gap.
There's
It's pretty
zero
much,
time gap.
which makes it more difficult to do.
Right.
Because then,
Because you slow down. Like, you go from a Force Awakens, a movie that takes, weeks or a month's worth of time. Who knows how long,
yeah,
you're
even
with
if it's
those
like,
characters in
5 or
actual
6 days
time.
or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't know how long Finn was out there wandering the desert. I mean,
Yeah, and you don't know
just
how long it took to get to Maz's castle too. Was that a
Yeah.
day or was that like 5 days of flying in the Millennium Falcon?
Right.
You don't know.
Right. You just don't. You don't know how. Well, you do kind of know how long Finn and Rey were in, because they got out of Jakku and they pretty much immediately got scooped up by Han Solo. So
Yeah.
once that part takes place, it's pretty quick. Except for you really don't know how long it took them to get to Maz Kanata, even though the Millennium Falcon is the fastest ship in the galaxy. But so you have like that time that you spend with the characters and you get to learn, but then it goes to like a 24-hour movie. Like
Yeah.
this one movie takes basically 24 hours to get from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's a different pacing.
It's way
Yeah.
different pacing. So maybe that's why it feels just like 2 different movies, really, with the same
Right.
characters. It just
Yeah, the pacing was so different between the 2 movies.
Yeah.
So oh well. I still like both of them, and
Cute dogs barking in 3, 2.
Yeah. We
Now,
just saw.
if you can even hear that, it's
Right,
not very
yeah.
loud.
No, they didn't bark as loud as I thought they were going to.
Yeah, last episode where right at the beginning when our dog barked, you could hear it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. He's loud when he barks.
Now this one I disagree with. Daisy Ridley says Rey searching for her parents isn't a character flaw. Well, if that isn't a character flaw, then what is? With Rey, really?
I think it's a weakness. I mean, she says it's not a weakness if you're like reading the article, but I think it is, because
Yeah.
I think she's so focused on
Finding her parents.
That-
At least she was.
she definitely doesn't want to believe what Kylo told her,
Yeah.
that they're just they just sold you for parts, or whatever.
They sold you for money so they could get off Jakku.
Right. If she wants to know what happened to her, she needs to go back to Unkar Plot and just beat it out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Choke it
Hey.
out.
Like, where'd you get me from?
yeah.
Tell me now,
Right.
or I'll
And
just
if you
cut
know
you
where
in
my
half with my
parents are, where
lightsaber.
are they?
yeah.
Right, actually, she doesn't have a lightsaber anymore.
She creates a new one.
She can create one, yeah.
But
Or she can just choke him out. Whatever she wants to do.
yeah.
Yeah, I would disagree. I think that is kind of a
Character flaw.
yeah, not like it's like it's a major flaw in their thinking. It's
No,
just,
it's a good character.
yeah, it's
flaw.
a good character flaw because it's like that's what kept her there and kept her really suppressed from being more than what she could have been.
Right.
Was just waiting for her parents. That's all she was doing, was buying time. That's all her whole life was.
Right. She was just waiting
could have
for them to come back.
Yeah, she could have actually maybe done something way more with her life up to this point than just sitting there waiting, but she didn't.
Right.
Yeah. So I disagree with Daisy Ridley on this quote. Mostly because, well, if that's not a character flaw, basically, then if you think then she's perfect in every way, then that's just not how you want your main character to be.
Yeah, you don't want any characters to be that
No.
way.
You want to be relatable. You want to be able to relate to them. I mean, that's why Luke Skywalker was such a relatable character, despite what Kathleen Kennedy says. Because she says, "Oh yeah, little girls can't relate to Luke Skywalker." It's like, how? Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can, Kathleen.
Yeah,
I don't know
last
what you're
time I
talking
looked, girls can be gawky teenagers too that
Right.
Yeah,
don't really have any, don't know exactly what they want to do with their lives.
yeah.
And they and they feel like they're being held back by their parents or their guardians.
Yeah.
This one is some bit of sad news. It's not really Star Wars news, but like
If you're a
ties
collector
in.
If you're
Star Wars toys,
it's
it
neat.
affects you.
Yeah, it's see if your Toys R Us store is on the closure list. I don't know why. Why is Toys R Us closing
They
down?
have to file a bankruptcy.
Easy, man. Amazon and freaking online buying stuff. People are just destroying these brick and mortars.
Yeah, they're having to file Chapter 11, so they're closing like around 182 stores.
Wow.
And closing every single store in the UK.
Jeez.
So But the ones that we frequent that are local to us aren't on the list, fortunately, right now. So
Thank goodness.
if they are on the list in your area, that sucks.
Yeah. Drive down to where we live.
It just makes it, the collecting of toys is just, as these kind of places go out of business, is going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Or the toy companies are going to start doing more and more of the smaller businesses. Like, you can find toys at King Soopers.
Yep.
Or you can find toys at Walgreens if you have Walgreens around your area, or I'm guessing CVS. I didn't look when I was
sure that they
I was
will be
in
in
Florida
stores.
and went into a CVS, but I didn't actually go look to see if there's any toys.
Right.
But that might be the future of where to buy as a collector, because I don't like to buy online. I have to go
GameStops.
Yes,
Yeah.
GameStops. Buying online
Walgreens.
is hard because I can buy from Amazon, but I don't know what kind of condition the packaging is going to come in. It could come in smashed all up. What do I do?
that's like-
Send it back 50 times until I finally get a box that's good?
Yeah.
Or that the delivery people haven't just thrown around in their
Just keep on
warehouse?
sending it
Well, I
back
think
with a
that-
picture of
It just makes it difficult when
I
stores...
think those types of places like Amazon and Big Bad Toy Store,
they're going to start guaranteeing
they're going to have to guarantee their
the condition.
condition of the box.
I know Big Bad Toy Store does, right?
Right,
They have
yeah.
conditions.
You can get like the collector.
Yeah, you pay more for it.
Well, yeah, but because they have to package it differently
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you're paying for extra packaging and extra care that they're taking.
Which
with
I guess isn't bad. I mean, because there's sometimes where I've gone to stores and I was going to buy a certain... Oh, hey, I don't have this guy. Man, can't buy it. And then I
Right.
just wasted all that gas money driving to that store and didn't buy it because the packaging was smashed.
Right.
yeah.
So I guess if you pay an extra $2-3 for them to ship it a little easy, ship it where I know it's not going to get damaged, and I know it's a good quality one because they guarantee that it is.
Right. If you can send it back if it's not.
Yeah, if Amazon starts doing that, I guess you could start buying them more online, and but it also
It just takes the fun out
it
of
takes
it.
the fun out of it. That's what it really does. Because it's like, I can just get every single one that I want. I'll just order them every time, and I'll get all of them, and I always have them.
Right. Plus, you'll end up paying more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though with the gas money.
No, yeah, because sometimes I'll go and I can get 10 toys, but right there,
Right.
that's
At
way more.
one stop. Or you just go to your, local town. Like we have 2 or 3 towns we go to around here that are within driving distance. You hit one town one day and then, maybe 2 towns in one day. And there's, 5-6 stores to hit in one town and 3 in another.
Yeah.
So, you're going around. If you do it right and you find stuff at almost every stop, it makes your gas money worth
With
it.
it, yep. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's when you go and you don't find anything, that's when it sucks.
But if you just start, and the other thing is, if you just start ordering online, it's like, there's no thrill of the hunt and looking and trying to find one
Right.
that you don't have. I mean, that's
Yeah.
part of the fun. If
Yeah.
you just go and I get to order every single one from this one store,
Or just order a
it's done.
case. I just ordered a whole case of them.
Yeah, but I'm done. I don't have to go looking anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of takes the fun out of the collecting of them, to me.
Yeah.
Some people like that. They just, I can get
yeah.
everything and I don't have to worry about
To
it. I'm
each
always
their
got
own.
it. All right, Don, what's our next one?
Well, The Last Jedi
Blu-ray.
came out today of recording this. It's Tuesday, 13th
Yeah.
of March, 2018. And, yeah,
I need to go buy it.
we need to go get it.
Yeah, I need to go buy it so I can watch it later.
I need to I'm just gonna scour all the bonus features. That's what I'm gonna do. And then we got the next one, which is our final one, which is watch the first 11 minutes of Star Wars The Last Jedi documentary, which I haven't watched yet.
I haven't watched the 11 minutes because I want to watch the whole thing
Yeah.
in its entirety. But it's basic. I think it's called The Director and the Jedi. Something like that is the title of it. So it's basically behind the scenes Rian Johnson and Mark Hamill and probably a cast of other characters.
By the way, there has been some reports of news interviews of Luke not Luke. Mark Hamill. He's Luke. Mark Hamill backpedaling on some earlier comments he made about Luke dying. He's
Well, I saw
backpedaling on him
something
a
where
little
he
bit.
said maybe he just teleported
Ported
himself somewhere else.
to a different planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just left his little robe behind.
Yeah. So
Right.
Yeah, you never know. J.J. Abrams can do whatever he wants, man. If he doesn't want Luke Skywalker dead, he can easily explain that away.
Well, that's one of the rumors that went out about Colin Trevorrow, was that he was unhappy with The Last Jedi when he saw, the script, and when he read through it, that's why, and he actually said, I can't do anything. He couldn't figure out anything to do with it since Luke died and Leia was still alive and stuff, which I don't know how they're gonna freaking get past that.
I still go with the recasting. I know it sucks, but people have a major issue with it.
You literally had a chance. Instead of Holdo dying, you could have... Whatever.
I don't think they...
That was one of the
they didn't think Carrie Fisher was going to pass away, but they definitely could have. I mean, if they would have gone that other way, that would have been pretty epic.
Yeah.
And I think she would have been the one to do it, too. That's what I kind of had an issue with it.
Yeah.
Instead of Holdo doing it... Leia would have done it.
Right, yeah. She would have done it.
She should have done it.
But
she was too injured, though, I guess, maybe.
And also, Leia probably could get more people to her side faster than Holdo could if she was still alive.
To rebuild it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She could probably.
But if you're going to do that now, you're going to have to recast the part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're going to do.
I would recast it. I mean, it sucks and people will have major issues with it, but I would recast the Princess Leia part.
Yeah, the General Leia.
The General Leia part.
Me too.
I mean, that's the best way.
They're not going to, but
that'd be no, they're not going to. But that'd be the best way that you can continue the story in a believable way.
Yeah,
because right now it's gonna be hard
with Leia and Rey.
Yes,
and Poe and Finn basically putting the
resistance
rebellion
together
or whatever they're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Because I mean the First Order is decimated too, but they have more resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and who knows what Kylo's going to do? He's going to go. Yeah. He's probably going to be unhinged in this next movie.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, they have an opportunity too to if they wanted to, if Abrams wanted to bring in more factions besides just the First Order and the Resistance or whatever you want to call them, the Rebellion. This is where you could bring in the Hutts or somebody else.
The crime syndicates.
The crime syndicates as a third menace out there in the, or I guess second menace. I guess it depends on whose side you're on. Right. They could all be menaces to some people.
Right. Yeah.
There's all problems because they're always all after power. But there's an opportunity there to have more than one faction, or more than just two factions out there.
Oh yeah.
Right now, because of the decimation of the First Order and how weak they are, and then the rebellion's almost wiped out completely.
Right.
That means there's a void that usually gets filled in by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'd like to see a second sort of confrontation within Kylo Ren's own head of whether or not he should kill his mom again. Like he's had it once and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right. He couldn't pull the trigger. But
Can
maybe
he do it now?
Right, maybe he has a second opportunity, and that's when he takes it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I would love to see the Knights of Ren.
Yes.
Come into
if
play.
They don't bring those in. What was the point of even calling them that? And
they are J.J. Abrams' baby.
Yeah.
I mean, he
and
did
so
create
was
them.
Snoke.
Right.
So.
Right.
I mean, I bet anything that J.J. Abrams is going to look at what Rian Johnson did to Snoke and said, "No, he's alive."
He was just luking him.
Yeah, he was just luking him.
He wasn't ever there in the first place. He was somewhere else.
Yep.
We'll see. Or maybe he just cloned himself. I mean,
that's always a possibility.
There is a mention of clones, in Force Awakens. Kylo's like, well, maybe Snoke should use the clone army instead of, these guys.
So the technology is still there.
Right.
The question is, are the Kaminoans still willing to do it?
Well, if they're forced to do it, they'll do it.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they weren't very
That'd be really
militaristic.
Cool. That would be really cool, though, to see Kamino.
It would be cool
again,
to see the Kamino.
Because that's one of my favorite planets.
Right? I mean, because Kylo believed in the clones. So it'd be cool to maybe see him start, like, if they took it far enough down the road where they could have started making clones and they had developed better technology from back when, they could advance their age faster.
Yeah.
I mean, that you could easily scientifically explain that. And we just come up with better technology. We can advance their ages faster.
Yeah, we can. Well, we just we just grow them to full-grown adults, and then we just you plug them in, and then all of that information just goes in to turn them into warriors in an hour.
Right.
Next, you're pumping them out, and here they come.
Right.
Fully trained killing machines.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see why you couldn't explain that away with something like that.
Right, and like you're saying about a third faction, I could see Hux splitting off and splitting he takes his normal troops, and then
Kylo has his Knights of Ren, and they go the other direction.
Knights of Ren and some clones.
A war from within.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's like a
There's
three-way
so
battle.
much opportunity, but I have no clue where Abrams is going to go.
Nope.
Until I see a trailer or a little synopsis or something.
I have faith in Abrams, though.
I would kind of like to see what his outline was. Like, when this ninth movie is finally over, it'd be cool if they published his outline was that Rian Johnson didn't
maybe
use.
like
just
a
so you
novel
could see what it was.
or something to
I don't even need that. Just show me the outline that he wrote. It could be even published outline that he could just publish online, where you could just read through what his thoughts were on what he thought the trilogy would look like, and see where it totally went different.
See if it's any better or worse
just because I think they could do that with George Lucas too, because I think he wrote an adaptation or 4 episodes, 7, 8, and 9. He had an idea of what he wanted to. So it'd be cool, like, put them all together and see
what you actually got compared to what people were thinking.
Right.
Yeah, because it doesn't hurt anything to show us what that was. Nope. Just the only thing would be like, I wish they would have done that, or I wish I would have done this. That's the only thing you could do.
Right.
That would do, but it's not going to ruin anything.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
I don't remember now. There was a comic book. It was I think it's like a comic book completely based off of Lucas's first ideas of Star Wars, and like what his first draft was of the story, of the entire story. And it's a full comic book series, I think, published by... I think it's pretty recent. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was basically like his first draft of Star Wars ever. And they published it into a full-on comic book series. And it's basically like, this is what Star Wars could have been if he didn't change some of the things that he wanted to do. And it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting story. Because like Vader, he wears like a big black mask, but underneath of it he looks like a normal dude. And then like all the stormtroopers have lightsabers that they fight with. Lightsabers are called a completely different thing. The Force is called the Ashla and Bogan instead of just the Force. Yeah, there is so much changed, and it's just so interesting to see it actually brought into a comic book.
I'll have to see if I can find that one.
Yeah, I have to look it up. But we do have some time left over, so we have some more trivia cards here.
Go through a couple of these.
Yeah.
Sure. See if I cannot jump the gun like I did last week and think I know what it was, and then I knew after I answered. All right, go for it.
I think this one should be able to get. What prominent features on a Gungan's body are referred to as halo?
Is it the ear things?
Their most prominent feature is their ears.
Yeah.
Their ear flaps.
What would be their eyes? Little.
Their ears.
Ears.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Like, they kind of look like...
So I totally blanked on Gungan. I'm like, what the hell's a Gungan?
They kind
of... Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
They kind of look like, like those, like, flippers that you wear when you go swimming?
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
They're like scuba flippers.
Yeah.
What does Yoda on Dagobah admit that he is not strong enough to prevent?
Oh, crap.
Come on, Ryan. It's your favorite movie.
Yeah, I know.
Death?
Actually, it might have been Return of the Jedi that he said that.
Oh, is it? Is it death?
I believe you're right. His own death.
His own death.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, even I am not strong enough to prevent that now.
Yeah. Whose complaint about the cold on Hoth led R2-D2 to switch on the thermal heaters, leading to melted walls and soggy clothes?
No, that's Princess Leia. was complaining. Or no, C-3PO complained
3PO.
about it.
Yeah.
About her room being too cold.
Your first guess was right.
Yeah.
It's 3PO. Who mutters, "Then the Emperor has already won"? When Luke... Oh, I shouldn't have said it in that voice. When Luke seems unwilling to kill his own father.
And the Emperor has already won.
Leia, isn't it?
No.
No, wait.
The voice, dude. Then the Emperor
Has already won. You were...
Yes. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh. Obi-Wan.
It's Obi-Wan.
Okay. It's a very odd Alec Guinness impersonation. I would have never guessed that's Alec
It was the
Guinness.
inflection.
It was the...
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the...
I guess so.
It was the... Yeah.
I was like,
And the Emperor has already won.
Yep.
you need to.
Yeah, that's how he says it, though.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie.
Which quiet planet welcomes few visitors to its capital, Tipoca City?
Wait, what?
Which quiet planet welcomes few visitors to its capital, Tipoca City?
Wow, I don't know. That's got to be from the Clone Wars or something.
I think it might be... No, it's not.
Is it Naboo?
Oh, is it...
No, that's Theed.
Is it the Camino City?
Oh, maybe.
Camino.
Okay, Tipoca.
That's the name
Type-
of the big city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
city
Tipoca.
Even though it's funny, because, like, when you look at that thing, it doesn't really look like a city. It just looks like a big dome.
Yeah. when you say it's quiet, well, they have a planet that's hidden. Well, at least from the Jedi, it was.
Right. It was
Not too
taken
many
off
people.
the charts.
Not too many people go there.
Whose first words in The Empire Strikes Back are, "You found something?"
Holy cow!
You found... isn't it Luke? Isn't he talking to the Tauntaun? And he's saying, you found something?
That's "you smell
You
something."
smell something.
smell something.
Yeah. Holy cow! That's a tough
Whose
one.
first words in The Empire Strikes Back are, "You found something"?
Oh, Darth Vader.
Yep, Darth Vader.
He's like, you
That's
found
it.
something?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Some deeper meaning. His son's first lines are, you smell something. And his, the father's first words.
Yeah, you got to remember. He's like, you found something. Yeah, it's a and then the old admiral guy tries to downplay it. It's probably nothing, and he's like, "That's it. That's the system."
Yeah.
It just took me a while for it to click in my head because that's like not very many words
Yeah.
to go by. It's like, what
Right.
is that?
All right. We'll do one more card here.
One more
Alright.
card.
Who refuses to enter his ship's conference room, noting, "I'm not going in there with 2 Jedi."
Oh, Newt Gunray.
Newt Gunray.
No. Dalte Dauphine is the other guy. Newt
It's the other
Gunray's
guy.
the-
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
I'm not going in there with 2 Jedi.
Yeah, that's right. It's the other guy.
It's the other guy
That's
with
tough.
Newt
Those are
Gunray.
tough questions. A lot tougher than the first
Iteration of
What
this
iteration
game.
of that game. Yeah.
What was it? It was like, what does he say? Great. Now there are 2 of them.
I'm not going in there with 2 Jedi.
It's in the droid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who confidently kicks a lightsaber down Theed's generator core? This one's easy.
Oh, that's freaking Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Because he kicks.
Kicks it down,
Obi-Wan's.
his lightsaber down at him.
Mm-hmm.
Who calls... This one's easy, too. Who calls Lando Calrissian the respectable one?
You're the respectable one. Han.
Yeah. Who is the second victim Darth Vader intends to freeze in Cloud City Carbonite?
Luke.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah.
Then he looks down, and then Luke jumps up.
Yeah. Darth Sidious instructs General Grievous to send the Viceroy and his cronies to which planet?
Mustafar.
Yeah, because that's where
Mustafar.
that's where Anakin goes and
Goes
chops
and chops them all up.
Yeah.
Who waits until Chewbacca is out of sight before calling him a hairy beast or noisy brute?
Yeah.
It's gotta be the gold one. Dude.
C-3PO?
C-3PO? Or is
Yeah.
it...
Yeah, because he's the one that calls him a brute. Leia just calls him a walking carpet.
Right.
I was thinking maybe Finn, but I don't think he ever said
C-3PO.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
He waits until he gets out of earshot before he says anything.
Right.
Because C-3PO is a coward. So.
Right.
But he's also a droid. He doesn't need to be... All right, down. Sign us off.
Alright, well, I hope you
Cut the
enjoyed
chatter, Red Team.
this 46th episode. Getting very close to 50.
Yep.
Yep, it's coming up.
And please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Jay, where can people find you on Instagram?
You can find me on Instagram at jwilsonbydesign. And that's pretty much it nowadays.
And also, you can follow our Facebook page on Red. It's just the same thing as our YouTube, Red2 Chatter. We post everything we talk about right there. Yep. So that's where, when you see me scrolling through on my laptop, I'm going through our Facebook feed to talk about it. So, yeah, if you guys want to just, read along with us, or you guys want the news early, or whatever, before you hear our thoughts on it, that's where you go.
And also comment and share some of those topics.
Yes. If
you're on Facebook.
Yeah. And then you can find me on YouTube as well, under Major Glitterix. Link down in the description below. Very close to finishing Persona 5, finally, after, 130 odd some episodes. Finally getting there. We're finally getting there. So, I'm very excited for that, and Yakuza 3, going to record some of that soon. So, hope to see you guys there. Without further ado, I think we're done for today.
Yep. All right. See y'all next time.
Bye.